the squish is a gut level stunt. With the flyer has her legs bent and all of her weight is in her arms, so her arms are straight, and she has that arched back position that we have. It's the same that we do when we're going down into our jumps. Back spots when they're in a squish, I usually teach one hand on butt, one hand on ankle. You can teach both hands on butt and they catch the ankles when it gets up, or you can teach both hands on ankles. The best way is probably both hands on ankles. It's teaching the flyer to hold her weight a little bit better if we teach it that way.
Okay, can you all move on here? Thank you.
And then it's gonna push up to a prep. 1, 2. The bases dip with their knees so that the stunt doesn't go below their gut at all, and it settles up here. You want the bases to have as much of the foot as possible. So this is like not good. This grip, not good, because I don't have a lot of her foot. So you want to scoot under and try and like grab as much of the foot as possible, as these two bases are doing. Flyer needs to be squeezing her butt really, really hard. And the back spots need to be grabbing the ankles and pulling up. A lot of people try and teach like to go higher, like on the leg when they're in a prep, but that's really bad because it teaches your flyer that they don't have to work as hard. So if you have the back spots on the ankle from the beginning, it teaches them, because when they go up to like extension and stuff, you can't grab any higher. And then when you squish down,
It's called a squish down.
Squish down or bump down, a lot of different names. You're just going from here back to the same place, so the bases dipped their legs, they got the feet together, and then they didn't let it go past their belly button again. And the flyer, all the flyer does is she's here, she dips, leans, and then she goes back into this awkward duck pose.
Again, use all of the advantages of your own body when you're teaching the bases and the flyers. So when they're bumping down, for example, the bases don't want to catch out here with their arms way out here. The bases need to be close together. We tell the bases you will kiss each other at some point, and that's better. Okay? So that's how close they need to be. And then when they come down, they're utilizing their bodies and bringing their arms down to their sides and utilizing, Danny, move in a little bit. You're a little far out. Okay. All right? And you want to utilize that because this isn't going to give them much strength out here. Okay? If they're close together and they're tucked in here holding those feet, they can hold that there as long as they need to. So from a prep, they can either do a cradle or the squish. Okay, so we showed you the squish down, but you can cradle down out of this in the midget level.
You can't have them one spot in those.
So with the cradle, the bases are going to dip and throw her feet as high as they can. The really big part is that they're dipping together and throwing as hard as
It's
each
about
other.
time, yeah.
The back spot is dipping and throwing ankles. The back spot's the one who's going to be able to tell who's throwing harder or too soon and stuff, so it's really important that they're paying attention. Flyers are going to dip and squeeze everything and clean. They want to be in a hollow body, so they want to, if they're laying on the ground, their feet and their shoulders should be up. That means that they're like engaging their core a lot, and that's going to help them like stay tight, and that's what's going to get them into the flat on their back position as opposed to just like penciling down. So cradle, 1, 2. So after the base is through, they dip, extend their arms, and keep their arms extended while the flyer is coming down. You don't want bases catching out here, because if they do, the flyer is going to slip through. And it's the same thing with the back spots. They have straight arms the whole time. We teach flyers not to catch themselves anymore because it is reducing the risk of bases getting hit in the face. So flyers just clean, and everyone else just needs to be able to squeeze and catch her in. And back spots kind of catch to the side. So they usually have either their right or their left arm around the flyer, and the other one like supporting their back.
You guys been at the beach too long.
Ready?
And you will have to spend a lot of time working on timing. Okay?
Any questions about that? No?
Did you all hear why we're not wrapping? We don't wrap because the bases get socked in the face.
It leaves us a good number of concussions.